In this video, we are going to solve one-step equations with subtraction. So let's just remind ourselves, inverse operations are addition with subtraction, and multiplication with division. Okay? So when we see one operation, we're going to do its opposite to undo it. So for all of these questions, we see subtraction. X minus 16 equals 72. N minus 297 equals 18. We even have some decimals in here as well, and then a word problem. So we're going to do one basic question, the first question. What number, when we subtract 16 from it, is going to get us 72? So I see subtraction, which means I'm going to do its inverse operation and add 16 on both sides. And x equals 6 plus 2 is 8. 7 plus 1 is also 8. So x equals 88. Okay? And we can check our work by doing 88 minus 16. And this should get us 72. Let's see. 2, 7. So it worked. Our final answer is x equals 88. The same exact process is true if we have decimals as well. So let's try one. Q minus 24 equals 18. In order to undo that minus 2.4, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2.4 on both sides. You must write it on both sides, because if you just write it on one side like that, that is not a balanced equation. We must add 2.4 to both sides. Now, this cancels, leaving us with just Q. And then we get to add these two decimal numbers together. 8 plus 4 is 12. Carry the 1. 2, 3, 4. 4.2. Okay? We're claiming that this is our answer. Let's just check. 4.2 minus 2.4. This should give us 1.8, but let's just make sure. We have 12. 4 is going to turn into a 3. 12 minus 4 is 8, and 3 minus 2 is 1. So it worked. For all equations, you can always check your work. So you'll know if you have the answer correct or not. All right, let's do example 14. Sean buys several posters. The total cost is equal to $18.95. Sean has $7.05 left over after he pays. Write and solve an equation to find out how much money you had before this purchase. Or Sean had. This should say Sean. All right, so let's see. We always want to define our variable. We can't write an equation without defining our variable. So it should say that in the question. Find out how much Sean had before the purchase. Okay. So let's see. X is going to be how much Sean had before the purchase. Well, that's how much money he started with. Before he went to the store, he had more money in his hand. When he bought something, he left with less money. Okay, and that part should make sense in real life. Okay, so his total cost at the store, this is what he spent, and this was his leftover money. All right, so we kind of just mapped it out a little bit. We have all his money, we'll say all of money, subtracting the total cost of his posters, and that's going to equal, or what he spent, I wrote the word spent, let's write that, and that's going to equal his leftover money. All right, so we kind of just mapped it out. How much he started with, well, we don't know, we already defined that one is X, minus how much money he spent, which we know is $18.95, and he is left over with $7.05. So this question said to write and solve, it says it right here, write and solve an equation. So what we did right here was we wrote our equation. X minus 18.95 equals 7.05. Okay? We defined our variable, which is crucial, and I'm going to make sure that we do that every single time. And then we must solve our equation. We solve using inverse operations, and in this case, it's only one step. Our one step here is to add 18.95 on both sides. Okay? And what that does is it cancels this out, leaving our x equals, and we're going to add. So this is 10, carry the 1, 10, carry the 1, 8, 9 plus 7 is 16, carry the 1, 2. And our decimal is right there. Okay? So if I said, find out how much Sean had before his purchase, you wouldn't say to me, x equals 26. Okay? What you would say is $26. Or you can write this in a complete sentence by saying, before his purchase, Sean had $26. Okay? It's always important to make sure you clarify your answer at the end with a sentence. Okay? So here we have defined our variable. I'm going to highlight the important parts. We defined our variable. We wrote our equation, which is over there. We solved our equation in yellow using inverse operations, and then we wrapped it up by writing a quick little sentence with what we found.